Hello, everybody. Good evening. Hi, I'm down here. Look down here. It's me. Hi, everyone. Hello, our Dominic, Satellite Sun, Harmby, Bacon Copter, Manic, Poink, Worst Elephant, Lodro. Hi, everybody. Happy Streamiversary! It was too cheap to get party things up. We've been doing this shit for 3 years. Can you believe it? Hey, Cragger, thank you so much. I can't see. I'm down here. I'm down here. RB, thank you so much for subscribing for 31 months. Sacrificial Toast, good to see you. Nadinosaurus, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much. It feels like I'm 16 years older. Didn't realize we made 100% community night. We'll open discussion once the August one is finally. Yes, I was gonna say the exact same thing, Lodro High. I said, oh my god, Cragger, dude, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Holy moly, that is so generous of you. And thank you, Lodro High. Thank you so much. Funny enough, it's your 1-year anniversary today. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's really cool, Nadine. Funny how that works out, isn't it? Damn, I unintentionally managed to make it on 3-year anniversary. What's up, Emeralds? Good to see you. Before I forget, I have a little surprise for some of you. I made a discovery with our volunteer artist who makes all of the, well, most of the emotes, all of the badges and channel stuff for us. Some time ago, Twitch actually changed things so that affiliates could also have sub badges past 1 year. For the longest time, we were locked into just 1 year, just having the 1-year sub badge indefinitely, unless you were partnered. They changed that at some point, and I didn't even notice. So our wonderful, wonderful volunteer artist whipped together a new badge for us. So those of you that have been subscribed for 2 years or more, will see you have a different gold-plated game now. Wait 5 months desperately? Yes, I've actually somewhere, I think somewhere maybe where you can choose which badge you display or something. Are you suggesting that Twitch is bad at communicating? Perish the thought. Certainly not, Manic. But yeah, we actually have them up through 4 years now. So we are all set. Hello, Nemrin. Good to see you. So yes, once you reach year 1 and you get your gold-plated NES game, year 2 we'll see you with a shiny new gold-plated Game Boy game. It gives the same subscriber icon. I think you can change it. I think there's a way to change it. Like if you're tired of that first one, overwriting your normal badge. Sale never only $60 a year. What's up, library man? It's happy to see you again after a while. Hope to stay longer next stream. Have love stream. Happy Streamiversary. Thank you so much, Nate, and happy Streamiversary to you as well. I'll have to catch up with you sometime. But yeah, have a good one, and thanks for dropping by. So yes, and we actually might have some other surprises in store with the badges as well. Turns out there's quite a bit we can do with them, more than I had originally suspected. But yes, for long-term subscribers, there you go. And for short-term subscribers, something to look forward to.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did
Oh my god, it would just be wrong. It wouldn't feel like a Streamiversary without Cotton Eye Joe, I guess. Thank you, library man. Thank you for that. You can't unselect the founder icon? That's annoying. They may change that someday. You can pick other badges, shove the subscriber badges stuck. Never plated games. Oh god. Oh god. Is that a train leaving the station? I've noticed that a lot of people on Twitch now call them scam trains. Which I think is pretty funny. But yes, welcome to our 3-year Streamiversary. I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to... Oh my sweet Jesus God. Lodro High, thank you so much for the 10 gift subs. Oh my god. Thank you so much. And our Dominic, thank you for the bits. I need badge now. I feel ripped off. Unsubscribed. Hi, Smokey. Good to see you. Time to run a train on your stream. What's up, Eva? Yes, thank you Thank you all so much for your overwhelming generosity. I want y'all to know, I love streaming. I love playing games on stream. I love hanging out with cool people in chat. I would absolutely be here regardless of subs or bits or anything, but your overwhelming generosity means so much to me. And it means we can do so many cool things. Like this stack of gaming power right here. Oh god. Bacon, thank you for the bits. Cragger, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you all so much, seriously. Y'all made this possible right here. The AVS, the Super NT, the EverDrives, y'all are the reason we can do the Power Hours, which are honestly my new favorite kind of stream. You know? Because y'all are such an amazing... Oh my god. Good to know that's all on sub. Library Man, dude, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Jeez. You can tell a 30-year-old with no kids trying to appeal to the teenage demographic came up with the idea for Hype Train. The last thing it says is hype. Yeah. It is a party. It is a party now. Hype Train completed it in less than 8 minutes. It's a new record. It's absolutely a new record. But yes, thank you all so much. Thank you all for your years of support at this point and making streaming so much fun. Like I said, I would still be here, but y'all have, the community, have taken this to an entirely different level. It's such an amazing experience every night sitting down with y'all and just playing whatever it is, from like Chicory to Horizon Zero Dawn to Rygar to anything. It's wonderful. Hype dies, desire arrive, what else is new? Hey, not a roguelike. And Hoink, thank you so much for the bits, I really appreciate it. Look at the date you started following, explains a lot. Yes, I completely agree, Craig. There's so many good souls in this community, so many good people. Yes, even Hydlide. Even it feels kind of gross to say it out loud, but yes, even Hydlide. Thank you, not a roguelike. That means a lot to me. It means more than anything, it means so much to me that y'all have stuck it out with me for so long, you know? Like, times change, people change, tastes change, you know? There are streamers that I've enjoyed watching in my free time that I just lost interest in and moved on from, and that's the nature of it, you know? People change on both sides of the screen. But y'all have hung out with me all this time, and I cannot tell you how much that means to me. There really are no words for how big of an impact this has had on my life. So, I love this community, and it's such an awesome community it's developed. Johnny says a lot about. Oh, really appreciate that. I really appreciate that so much. We need to make you play virtual Hydlide. So glad to have contributed RoboCop 2. Virtual Hydlide when? If you think regular Hydlide is bad. During this fight, I've seen a lot of change in the way you feel about me and the way I feel about you. And here there were 2 guys killing each other, but I guess that's better than 20 million. I guess what I'm trying to say is if I could change, you could change. Everybody can change. It's true. It's true. Everyone changes one way or another, and I'm glad that we've been able to change and grow and evolve together. You know, it means a lot to me. But if I keep on just with the warm fuzzies like this, we're never gonna get to Grim Dawn, which is what I really wanted to play tonight for y'all, and apparently what y'all wanted to see by a close vote. It was certainly close, but Grim Dawn did win. I'm mostly done devolving, but yeah. Once again, I'm glad I accidentally stumbled upon a Uventa review and found this chill as hell community about games and stuff. Yeah. That still blows me away, Emerald, that you found your way here through such a strange, obscure game. Fury Fighter, thank you so much for the bits. Ah, no! God damn it, no! Fury, I'm so sorry. Greatest dog. The sickest Grim Dog. But again, one more time, thank you all so much for your generosity and for running a train on me tonight. I can think of no better way to celebrate our 3-year stream anniversary by having a train run on me while Cotton Eye Joe plays in the background. So, thanks for that. They came with slow beef and forgot to leave, still forgetting. Well, I'm not going to remind you. That's amazing too. That's amazing that folks came here with a slow beef raid and actually hung around. Because I mean, slow beef is a legend. I watched slow beef years ago before he was even doing live streaming. So, man, I feel so fortunate, so incredibly fortunate. Dad beef, good beef. You too, Spice, huh? Man, that's amazing. Really, it's amazing how stuff like that works. All right. We should probably play a video game now. So y'all have heard me talk about Grim Dawn pretty much endlessly. I've decided at this point this is my favorite ARPG of all time. I absolutely love this game. I've been playing the shit out of it in my free time lately. I played the shit out of it years ago. This is actually the only game I've ever kickstarted. I threw like $60 at this game back when it was first proposed. Just based on how much I enjoyed Titan Quest. And I found Titan Quest randomly. I got it in some kind of bundle or something, one of the early like indie action bundles on Steam, and fell in love with that game. And then the developers of that went on to make this, and when they announced the Kickstarter, I was like, well, damn, I know I'm gonna enjoy it. And I was right, so totally worth it. Cragger stole the conductor badge for me. Congratulations, Cragger. Choo-choo. You've done the first 10 quests of Grim Dawn like 5 or 6 times. It just never catches you. So I have... You can't see it anymore because my face cam. I have 7 characters here. And several more deleted characters that I just got tired of. Most of them are low level. One thing about this game is it's really easy to find a cool item or set piece and be like, oh, I should try out a class that fits with that, and then end up kind of going through the same quests over and over and over again. But I found with all the updates this game has gotten and adjustments and patches and stuff, I'm actually finding the early game a lot more fun than I ever did before. So, want to watch you play it before you start, so I wouldn't do anything stupid. Well, I can't promise you I'm not going to do anything stupid, but. When are we playing Jurassic Park Trespasser? That's actually a really good idea. So anyway, before I forget, let's make a character. I'm gonna bring back a classic for this. I'm going to bring her. We have an Omega Witchblade named John O'Nice. We're gonna bring Miku out of retirement. It's been a long time since we've last seen her, but I can already feel some damn it Miku's coming on tonight. We're not playing hardcore. Hardcore is entirely doable. In fact, I think 2 of the characters on my list here are actually hardcore characters, and they're doing fine. But I'm not looking for that kind of stress tonight, and I may end up doing something stupid, so who knows. Please, hey! Welcome, welcome. Congratulations on the gift sub, too. But yeah, 3 years. You're doing this 3 years, can you believe it? Miku commits more war crimes to the GPG anniversary. I am going to turn on Veteran. Veteran increases the difficulty of normal. This is one of those ARPGs that has 3 difficulties: normal, elite, and ultimate. Veteran can help you speed through normal a bit faster, because with the increased difficulty comes a 10% bonus to EXP gain. And I've found, across all my characters, things just kind of flow better when I do that, so... Here's our girl. Here's Miku. You don't actually get any, like, person customization options in this, but she'll be covered in loot in about 2 minutes, so no big deal. Anyway, let us begin.
We paid a heavy price, but the trap worked.
You seem surprised.
It's been a while since we've had a win. How long will it hold?
I've never entrapped a being like this, but the bonds hold, for now.
How do we dispose of it?
I'm just a witch. You're the soldier.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
I've heard that before.
How do you kill a spirit, though?
If you kill the mortal vessel while it's bound, the spirit may perish within. If it escapes...
It's listening to us.
What are you?
Others of your kind name us ethereal.
Why have you invaded our world?
Your world. We existed first, but were banished by your corrupt gods. Your kind opened the way, and now we return to reclaim what by right should be ours.
I've heard enough of this rubbish. Let's hang it.
You came prepared. I know, the white subtitles kind of suck for this. I'll clarify after this.
And I will find another. I have tasted its desires and emotions. Your kind is weak. You have already launched this war.
Do it.
Captain!
Cut him down.
What? Are you mad? Better safe than sorry.
The spirit has fled!
This is a human now.
Took him 2 shots. Some action hero he is.
The captain is correct. When they awaken, they won't remember a thing.
The ethereal was right. The war is lost. We're a resistance
Very
now,
tiny bullets.
and we need every human survivor we can call to our cause. Maybe this one here can still die with some honor. If they ever wake up, send them to me. If they don't, bury him deep with the others.
Shooting a rope twice like that with a handgun is like super implausible. Alright, so you might have surmised that was us. So if you couldn't follow along with the poorly designed subtitles, so we were possessed by a spirit called an ethereal. They believe themselves to be the true owners of this world. They possessed us, but once it was clear that we were going to be executed, it fled, and now we are back in control of ourselves. And what a spry figure we are right here. Fortunately, we can now cross these salt lines, too. 0 to 10 to realism, let's play Fortnite. See this game floating around every now and then. Exactly what is it? It's a love letter to Diablo, basically. It's a Diablo-style action RPG. Personally, I find it better than Diablo. It has a really interesting story, really good graphics, really neat class and combat systems, but I'm going to show you all of that tonight.
Still drawing breath, I see. You're one lucky bastard, I'll give
I'm
you
not a
that.
bastard, I'm a lady.
Let's go speak to Captain Bourbon right away. He seems to have a plan for you now that we've spared your life.
What happened? How did I get here?
You were possessed, so we strung you up.
One lucky
Seems the
lass,
spirit
thank
fled
you.
your body before your life ran out. I'd have left you to hang, but the captain had other plans. He sees some purpose in you, and I'm not going to argue.
Oh, where can I find this captain?
Up the road, in the courtyard. Don't make me regret cutting you down.
I'll be on my way then. All right, we have our first mission. Go speak to Captain John Bourbon. Hunting an endgame monster in 10 hunts, I have a chance for the talisman you need. Done this hunt like 140 hunts now, help. Yeesh. That doesn't sound like fun. All right, so welcome to a really shitty looking place. We will visit with all of these people soon enough, and we'll find out what that big purple thing is, too.
You're
Don't
not
worry.
looking too bad for someone just come back from the brink of death. You were taken, possessed by the same creatures that have been reanimating these zombies here. Normally, I'd have burned you with the rest to be safe, but we've lost too many people to the dead. I need someone expendable, someone with nothing to lose but a lot to gain.
Ooh, that's me, that's me.
You are that person. Prove your worth to me, and the survivors of
say the
Devil's
Z word.
Crossing may just welcome you.
Sorry I have to go to bed a little early. Hoping to stay around a little longer. People coming over tomorrow trying to wake up early. All right. Well, Emerald, I'm just glad you made it at all. It was a pleasure to see you as always. Have a good one. We'll see you again soon. Turn the voices up a little. I believe I can. I believe I can. I believe I can't. What I could do is turn the other stuff down. Turn the master up. We'll see if that helps.
You're not looking too bad for someone just come back from the brink of death. You were taken, possessed by the same creatures that have been reanimating these zombies here. Normally, I'd have burned you with the rest to be safe, but we've lost too many people to the dead. I need someone expendable, someone with nothing to lose but a lot to gain.
Is that an improvement?
Right now, you're that person. Prove your worth to me, and the survivors of Devil's Crossing may just welcome you.
What is it you want me to do?
The bodies of the dead are rising again in some horrible unlife. Corpses don't just get up and move around on their own. Something is reanimating our deceased with ethereal energy. We have observed the dead for some time, and they appear to be flooding Lower Crossing from the Burial Hill, just beyond town. I want you to go to the Burial Hill, find whatever is controlling these abominations, and destroy it.
Where can I find Burial Hill?
You will need to fight your way through Lower Crossing. Once you've crossed the stream on the far side of town, there will be a beaten path leading up to Burial Hill. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I'd be asking a lot of my people.
Thank you so much for
welcome you with
subscribing.
their
Yay, 3 years!
Help us in our
Oh, you got one of the new game
I will
badges.
open
Congratulations.
Devil's Crossing to you.
Perfect timing, too. Alright, I'll find what's reanimating those corpses. Okay, so, this is the world of Cairn. I will show you the map. We're here at this place, Devil's Crossing, at the south end of this inland sea. And there's a whole bunch of stuff running up the sides of it. But basically, these ethereal beings have invaded en masse and possessed and killed just about everybody. Like, it's a world absolutely on the brink. And as it turns out, that's only the beginning of things just going to absolute shit. So, we're gonna beat up some zombies now. Hopefully. Oh my god. Normally guards kill those first ones. Damn it, Niku. Make me look bad. And then Oddish died. Came close. Definitely came close there. Alright. First magic item. Obviously, like any other Diablo-style game, this game has a hierarchy of items. Yellow are the first step up. It is one of those games. Yes, it is. Yellow is the first step up from just completely plain and unremarkable. I won't go real deep into the mechanics of the stats and stuff because I think everybody in chat would just glaze over. But I will mention important things as they come up. Never played actual Diablo, but I like these. I like this. This one's my favorite. I have come to the realization that this one's my favorite. I've played tons of them. I played all the Diablos. I played Path of Exile. I played a bunch of older Diablo clones. A couple of years ago, well, several years ago at this point. Several years ago, I did a review series of ARPGs that I found on Steam. And my discovery was it's actually really hard to make like a solid one. It's hard to make a really, really quality one. I have a soft spot for Diablo 1 more than the others. I understand that too. It has a very different feel from the others. Really need that first level. Alright, I have enough potions I can just heal myself now. There's a little yellow bit on our health bar on the bottom left. I forget what they actually call that. But it's sort of like a stamina thing that enables fast regeneration as long as you have some. And it can be restored by eating. So it's not really like, here, watch when I get away from these guys. The life fills back up and the yellow part shrinks down. It's a nice little passive system to keep you in fights without having to constantly potion all the time. Is he gonna get the Diablo 2 remake? No way is that happening now. Yeah, same. I was definitely thinking about it. Does King's Bounty count as one of these? Yeah, King's Bounty is very much a Heroes of Might and Magic game, which is a very, very specific strategy thing unto itself. Okay, we have a very important decision to make here. We need a class. We need our main class. And I posted a breakdown of all of these. There's no bard, asshole. I posted a rundown of these in the Discord, but I'd go through it real quick. Soldiers are sword and board or like two-hand smashy guys. Demolitionists are like do a lot of fire elemental damage with like grenades and stuff and traps. Occultist does curses. They can summon like hellhounds and stuff. Are there any of you not played? No, I've played them all. Nightblade is like the roguiest class. They can do. They're the only class that really does dual wield melee. And I think they do poison and ice damage. Arcanist is the wizard, does all kinds of different elemental damage types. Apparently very, very strong. Shaman is similar to other shaman archetypes. Totems, pets, earthy stuff. Lots of lightning. Tons of lightning. Play the one that frustrates you the most. Inquisitor is the dual wield range class. If you want to do a gunslinger, Inquisitor is the way to go. Also apparently very powerful. Necromancer is like the peak pet class. It's just skeletons and abominations and shit all over the place. And then Oathkeeper is like a witch paladin. All of their skills are kind of based around like shields. Shaman is like two-handed beat stick with totems, yes. Let's see. Peach says Demolitionist. Kreger says Demo or Arcanist. Arcanist Inquisitor. Vote Necro for max boners. Does Oathkeeper always have that? No, you have to find that silly hat, unfortunately. Your class doesn't necessarily, it doesn't dictate anything about your appearance. Shaman, Occultist. Let's see. I think maybe, you know what we could do? I'm seeing a lot of Demolitionist and a lot of Occultist. You get to mix two classes in this. I'm thinking maybe we'll go with that. Demolition, and these will also give me a lot of freedom to pick whichever kind of weapon type we take. I haven't done a whole lot with Demolitionist, so. Occult Necro is my main, actually. So yeah, we'll take Demolition. Okay, so here's how the skill system works. Once you pick a class, you get the skill tree. And at the bottom, you have your mastery bar. Putting points in your mastery bar, get sphere grid. More like, kind of a square grid, really. Occultist Obsessed Demo Man from TF2. Putting points in your mastery bar puts points into your 3 attributes, physique, cunning, and spirit, and also increases your health and energy. But it also hits these breakpoints that unlock new skills for that class. So you can never neglect your mastery bar. It's absolutely key to your development. And whatever your main class is, you pretty much need to max it because the skills at the very end are super useful. So 1 point in here gives us access to the first tier of skills. So we have Fire Strike. A deadly alchemical technique causes martial attacks to combust the air around the enemy. When used as your default weapon attack, Fire Strike inflicts additional damage. So this adds main hand damage and fire damage. Can you respec? Yes. That is the other super, 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 super great thing about Grim Dawn. You do not need to go into this game with a build in mind. You can respec everything. You can undo your skill points, you can undo your mastery points, you can undo your attribute points, you can undo your devotions, which I'll explain later. You might even be able to undo your main classes. That, if not, literally the only thing you cannot respec are the 2 classes you pick. Everything else it is absolutely dirt cheap to respec. You could redo your character any way you want, anytime you want. Yes, that is one of the big things I love about this game. There is no pressure to get your build right the first time. If it starts not working, tear it apart and redo it. It's great. I love that. Stun jacks. Throughout an array of tiny electrically charged jacks will temporarily stop enemies in their tracks. And then this is a flashbang. Blinding light temporarily confuses enemies and disrupts their ability to defend themselves. Oh, this is reduced defense, actually. And you can see all of these skills have add-ons as you go. So I'm going to take a point in Fire Strike, because that's going to be generally useful. And then, let's see. That's lightning damage. This lowers... I'm going to try Flashbang, I think. So those are going to be our 3 skills to start... 2 skills to start with. So down here, on our normal attack, I can overwrite that with Fire Strike. And then, so that's our left click. And then right click, I can overwrite that with Flashbang. You can also overwrite that with potions or anything else. So, is that Journey? Oh my god, is that Journey? In chat? Alright, so. Well decided, chat. Good stuff. Let's see how this is going to work out. Oh my god, where are you going? Get back here. Oh, these things are full of poison. It's really gross. Oh! Don't kill me. Alright. Oh, shit! Oh, shit, the rowboat's here. Okay. The maps in Grim Dawn, like, the overall map layout is always the same, but there are random elements that can appear in different games, and this rowboat, like, the presence of this is one of them. We're gonna go to a scary place. We're gonna go to Hargate's Isle, which is a small side area with... Oh god, I think these things are gonna kill the fuck out of me. These things are level 6. That was a lot of... A lot of experience, though. Okay, tell you what. Let me come back here after I get a real weapon, because your starter weapon is absolute garbage. But yeah, there are some bonus side areas that don't always appear in every game that can sometimes have really good rewards. So even if the overall map is always the same, the stuff that you... Oh, Francis' gun. Sweet. Okay, that'll help. Now I can shoot people with fire. How's the camera control? The camera, you can zoom in down to here, you can zoom out to here, and you can rotate all the way around. So you have full camera control. Though the way the game is laid out, you don't really need it. It's really well designed to make sure everything is visible. Does your gun have limited ammo? Nope. No, it does not. We will shoot until we get tired of it, which we won't because it's a really nice gun. Oh, I found some lore too. Francis's note, and you get experience for finding lore too. Oathkeeper is really fun. I've only played Oathkeeper a little bit, but yes, it's very fun. I'm gonna add. Oh, and with every level up, you get a point to put in your main attributes. Physique is basically your health and it's also a check for some equipment. All of these are checks for certain equipment, but physique is health, cunning is bonus damage, and spirit is bonus magical damage and energy. So. There are bowguns, yes. I forget if they're actual bows, because this is like Industrial Revolution period. There's definitely crossbows. One-handers and two-handers, if I remember correctly. But most of the guns are pistols and rifles and stuff like that. There's also like flamethrowers and I think there are launchers too. I'm trapped in here. I realize now I'll die in this house. Margaret, I fear you're already dead, and so it may not be so bad if I'm shortly to join you. If by some miracle you yet live and return here to find this note, please know that I am not angry with you. I never regretted our life together, but now only regret that I lost my temper and spoke unkind words when last we parted. I hope you'll not think me a coward for what I'm about to do. They're already in the house. I barricaded myself in this room, but it's only a matter of time before they break through. All I can do now is choose the manner in which I face death, and I'd rather die a man than be changed into one of those horrid things or eaten alive. I will love you always. When you fight Father Gascon, a ways in, actually. Oh, and by the way, this gun is green. That's rare. That's one step up from yellow. These tend to have more. Oh, these have more stats, and they can also have granted skills. This one, for example, has an 8% chance on attack to launch a fireball at nearby enemies. There's actually a surprising number of skills that you don't get through classes, but are just granted by items, and some of them can be extremely useful. And we're level 3. Are you getting rares so quick because you're playing veteran? I think there are 2 fixed rares in this first area. There's Samuel's gun, and then there's a dude's axe that I think you can almost always get. What are the rarity colors again? It goes white. Hang on. It goes white, yellow, green, blue, purple are the main rarities. But there's some other, like, there's also like light purple for crafting stuff. There's red for potions. Loot fairly decent, or is it more like Borderlands with lots of junk? It's really good. It's really quite good. I'm not going to read all of these notes. The writing in this game is generally very good. There are some notes and some quests that are really, really particularly well done. I will just mention that in passing. And then for our skill, I'm gonna throw everything in Fire Strike. One thing you wanna keep in mind for this game, when you do skill builds, you want to find your main damage skills and you want to max them as soon as possible. I think that's one thing that trips up a lot of people in this game, is they put like 1 point in everything because they just want some variety, when they're really kind of expecting you to max skills as soon as you get to them. Some random stat items are better than the set items at endgame. Yes, that's also true. Text is kind of tiny. Are there options for that? I don't believe so. Trying to remember. Interface. Video. Oh, nope. UI scale. Yeah, you can make the UI big. Yes, there is UI scaling. In fact, I will pump it up for y'all so you can actually see a bit better what's going on. There you go. Actually looking forward to playing this more yourself later. I'm going to keep playing it after the stream tonight. I'm gonna go back to my main necro occultist and hopefully beat the first DLC. So all of the enemies show you what kind they are. Like, this thing's called a corruption. It's an aether type and an aether type of enemy. Some of the stuff we've seen have been like beasts or undead. What the fuck? I already got my microscope all set up. Probably your favorite RPG? Definitely mine. Journal of Inquisitor Creed. These are actually pretty important to the lore. Inquisitor Creed is an important figure in this. Own this, never play. I knew coming into tonight's stream you probably install it after. It's so much fun. I love it. Currently en route to the village of... I'll summarize these. En route to the village of Burwich to investigate a number of strange incidents reported in the area. Dust is drawing near swamps. This region is said to be hazardous. Taking up lodging in a small squalid tavern lower crossing. Perhaps I'm wary from my hurried travels. Feels as if there's a strange pressure in the air. Oh, for God's sake, dude. Alright. And then... second entry is, I was packing to resume my journey. My assistance was urgently requested. A logging camp in the old grove west of Devil's Crossing, where strange animal attacks have left 3 lumbermen listless and pale. I received a somber greeting from the foreman informing the bitten workers had gone mad and fled the premises. They reported to have spoken in an unknown tongue. Showed me the remains of the animals, 2 gray foxes and a hound, suffering some sort of horrific mange, lay in a hastily dug pit behind the outhouse. Foreman told me the animals suddenly died when confronted by the workers. Strange green vapor emanated from the remains. So they were Aether possessed. Wizard Apollo Creed. Let's see if there's anything else interesting around here. I really like the detailing in these areas too. Like it looks really good. And they went all in on their themes here of like a kind of industrial revolution. If you ever played Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura, it's kind of a similar setting. It's industrial revolution era. There's a lot of technology going around, like firearms and tanks and stuff. But like the gods are known, like magic is a thing. Like towns have their local witches for services and stuff. Arcanum steampunk with magic, yeah. All right, give me more Fire Strike. I guess I'll put a point in cunning because I'm kind of liking using guns right now. This is nice. All right, so this is a rift gate. If we go over to it, it changes color, and then that is our checkpoint system for warping around the world. Once soldier, cultist, soldier skills are so strong they cause internal injuries, which somehow its own damage type. Yeah, that's one of the things. That is one of the things that's really daunting about this game. You have all your basic stats here. Your that's weird. It's not scrolling. Oh, because I don't. Oh, yeah. That's right. This screen doesn't scroll. You have 10 different main resistance types: fire, cold, lightning, poison and acid, piercing, bleeding, vitality, aether, stun, and chaos. But then if you get like really into the weeds of this, there's all kinds of different modifiers for different elements and stuff. Like, it threw me for a loop the long time that, like, fire and burn are different. Cold and frost burn are different. So, yeah, it takes some getting used to, certainly.
See what's left of my wares.
So here's a store person. They sell stuff. Here's an example of the different kinds of equipment you can find. Saw blade axes, flanged maces, hatchets, gladiuses. We got Howdah, hand blunderbuss, pepperbox gun, a tarnished crossbow. We got a flintlock rifle, blunderbuss, musket. So yeah, fair assortment of weapon types. Got frostbitten on your whole body at once? Yeesh, that doesn't sound fun. Oh, and then we picked up this thing. This is a component. These can be crammed into certain kinds of equipment. This chilled steel goes in weapons, weapons, shields, and caster offhands. They add cold damage. And it also grants a skill, an active skill that you can use that allows you to shoot ice bolts. I'll arrange this stuff nicely for now and head back to where we were. One of those rare snowstorms, the back of the truck was filled with snow and I was 5, and I thought it'd be a really good idea to jump in like this. Oh no! That's awful. Alright, Burial Hill. Further up the way is Burwich and Whitemire, which we will be getting to eventually. Alright. Welcome to Burial Hill. It's full of the Walking Dead. Okay, so that there is an Aether Crystal. This is a formation of ethereal power. If you get near it, it will seriously fuck up your health. It is not nice stuff. Also, unlike gems, anything can be socketed with a component. You get so many you actually want to use them. Yes. Yes. You can use components so freely. I think in the original release of the game, you would find incomplete components, and you would have to combine them into complete ones. They ditched that system pretty early on, and now everything you find is complete. And you find so much that you can just, like, shove it in whatever and throw it away, and you'll always have more. There are, of course, rare components and crafted components later on. All right, Dominic, thanks for coming out. It was great to see you. Have a good rest. KVPs, you had to combine them to get the full effect. Yeah, I hated that system. That was a holdover from Titan Quest. This game was much more similar to Titan Quest when it first launched. And then the devs have patched this game a lot over time and really improved it in many, many ways. Yeah. It's a pain in Titan Quest too, because the drop rates on components in Titan Quest are really bad. In here, components drop like candy. Like, you pretty much never have to farm for a particular component. Burial Hill is your least favorite Sonic the Hedgehog level. So those crystals will actually animate the dead around them. But you can, once you blow them up, they all go and collapse again. All right. More Fire Strike. I'm gonna go for more Cunning for now. We're not really using energy for anything at the moment. The source of the dead is near. Really curious how well this. That guy was just trying to take a nap. I should feel bad about that, but he would totally chew on my face. If I didn't do something about that. Back from killing a Thunder Dragon goddess, how'd it go? I assume you, oh shit. I assume you survived. Alright, so there's a big scary guy over there. That would be the source of the corruption. And we're gonna have to deal with him in a sec. He's flinging Aether Fire at us, and I don't appreciate that. Kirzag the Reanimator. He's gonna take quite a bit to take down. Oh, he's gonna keep animating dudes. I guess hence the name Reanimator. Do you think Jogging Dead would be scary? Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, that's not cool. Because the Aether Crystals down below are getting in on the action. I appreciate that. The Grim Dawn devs, participants in the development of Titan Quest. They were the developers of Titan Quest. They were, what was it, Iron Lore Entertainment? And then when Titan Quest flopped. Titan Quest did not do well. And their studio folded, and then the main people behind Titan Quest reformed as Crate Entertainment and ran a Kickstarter for this game. And obviously this one went way better. This is really not an ideal setup for this. Thought his name was Kazoo at first. Alright, we're gonna get this guy eventually, but I probably should have found a better weapon before coming down here. I think they expected me to have something better than this, than what's essentially the starting pistol. Oh shoot, I need you to get out of the way. I mean, for all of its faults, I really enjoy Titan Quest. Titan Quest is another one of my favorite ARPGs. Okay, we're almost there. Where you going, dude? Come back. Come back. Where you going? Where you going? I've never seen him do this. I think he got bored of fighting us. That's so weird. I've never seen him behave like that. Anyway, he's dead. Ow. Alright, what do we got? Wow. Damn. Rare offhand. Hatchet. Oh, that's up there. Okay. Zero class, the PC can transform themselves. I don't believe so. I don't think there's a transformation class. Let's see if I got anything worth using. Piercing crossbow, sure. That's better armor. I would like to use this at some point. I would need more spirit for it. Bought like Van Helsing and Victor Vran or something, intending to play them, but backlog. I did not enjoy Victor Vran as much as a lot of people did. I loved Van Helsing, but at the same time, it's actually not that great of a game. The gear in it is really uninteresting, and the combat is very samey. I know it's a really funny thing to be saying right now after that fight you just witnessed. But I promise it gets better and more varied in this. Oh, this has auto looting, by the way. Ooh, actually, let's just chop the shit out of things. Internet's being patched. I'm gonna duck out early. Congrats on your 3 years. Thank you, Worst Elephant. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Okay, this is a devotion shrine. These are hidden all over the world. They need to be restored in certain ways. Some of them require an item. So we've been collecting these aether crystals. If we offer this an aether crystal, it'll be restored. It'll poop out some loot for us that I think is all stuff that I could really use right now. Yeah, definitely. And it gave us a devotion point. All right. Don't freak out when I show you this. But in between your two classes is a button that says devotion. And it takes you to here, which is a giant map of constellation. And you get points. We got 1 point out of 55 total to activate different stars with. So you start at the crossroad. And each of these give you some small bonus. This one gives you defensive ability. This one gives you health. This one gives you offensive. This one also gives you offensive. And this one gives you health. But they also give you different affinities. And as you can see, when I highlight these, the different constellations are unlocked by different amounts of affinity. And you can mouse over these to see what they do. So for example, it's kind of cool. For example, this Imp constellation, if we have one blue affinity, then we can start on this one. And these nodes will give us bonus fire and aether damage in spirit and defensive ability, physique. And then this last one actually gives us an ability, a 15% chance on attack to generate aether fire under our target. So just to give you an example, I'm going to go for that. Because, again, you can redo all of this stuff. So I'm going to take the blue one. And you can see that just activated a whole bunch more constellations that we can check out. So as we find more shrines and get more devotion points, I can put them in here and get entirely new capabilities. Aralabor, dude, thank you so much for subscribing for 13 months. Still overwhelming for you, and I've got 20 points in already. The devotion system is probably the most complicated, but really the main thing you need to do is just go through and find the stuff that's going to help your build. Like, if you're doing fire damage, find the stuff that improves fire damage. If your plan is to go pets, find the constellations that boost pets. But then, of course, you have to work out the different affinity requirements. One really nice thing about it is, okay, let me give you a little example real quick. So I put 1 point in here, right, to get 1 blue affinity. So if I start working on Imp, and I complete this constellation, so the requirement for Imp is 1 blue affinity. If I complete it, I get 3 green affinity and 3 blue affinity. Constellations can be their own, like, can serve their own requirements. So after completing Imp, I could respec out of this dot, and Imp would pay for itself because it generates its own blue affinity. So you can actually reclaim your points in less useful constellations as you go, and just save them for, like, the really big crazy ones. Which honestly makes that system, like, a ton more fun because you don't have to waste you generally don't have to waste points on garbage. So yeah, the main thing is just getting access to a constellation. Once you've got it, you can oftentimes spec out of the stuff you needed to get there. Alright, hello you. Iron bits are money. That's what serves as money in this game. Let's see. Oh, that has a pet bonus on it. That's interesting. I think I'll actually take this for the pierce damage. And then, let's see. Really need... Keep going with physique for now, because that'll just give us more health to work with. Alright. Fire Strike is maxed out. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. This is a toggleable fire aura. Blackwater Cocktail, Flame Touched. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start working towards our next set of skills at 5. Inventory Tetris, yeah, it's a classic holdover from Diablo. Also a bit confused about the skills you get from them too, because they stick to other skills. Yes, yeah, they have to attach to something. The special skills you get to devotions have to attach to your other skills and modify them in some way. So. It sounds confusing. It's really not that bad once you start working with it. Yeah, my main thing right now is I have, like, no defenses. I have found, like, really crappy armor. How much is this? I think it's normally 20 or 25 for the base game. Yeah, there's the store page. It goes on sale for really cheap, though. If you can hold out for a sale, I mean, if you want to pay full price for it, the developers absolutely deserve it. They are still patching this game. While also working on a building sim that I'm really excited about. But yeah, if you can hold out for a big sale, like, this game is dirt cheap. Sometimes Humble throws it in bundles and stuff, so. But yeah, even full price is absolutely worth it. Also, I saw a comment from Library Man. The most I've ever heard you talk about a game. It's clear you love it. Well, you know, the thing is, most of the time... Oh, I'm going to head back to town and turn in that quest. So, you can make your own town portal whenever you want. It's your own personal rift, and it's that little dot there. Cheapest ever for the base game was $2.59. Yeah, it gets really, really cheap. Most of the time, we're playing games that I've never played before. Or I'm not that familiar with, but I have like 120 hours in this game.
The dead attacks have slowed and their numbers are thinning. I take that as a sign that you've dealt with the source?
Definitive edition with all the DLC when on sale goes around the normal price of the base game. And that's totally worth it. I've beaten I've beaten the second DLC. The second DLC is excellent. I'm most of the way done with the first DLC. It's also really good. Alright, I have killed the Reanimator.
A creature was doing this? Disturbing. Thanks to your efforts, we may yet hold out here a little longer. I've sent word to the gate guard. Speak to him and he should let you in. Take some well-deserved time to rest and recover. Welcome to Devil's Crossing.
Thank you.
I need some time to plan our strategy.
Alright, I
In
got
the
300
meantime,
iron.
There are others around.
There's
Devil's
reputation in
Crossing
this.
who
There's
could
factions
use
and
your help.
reputation.
Take a moment to mingle with your fellow survivors. Kasparov, our resident scientist, is really eager.
Glad
to
you could
speak
play
with
something you could enjoy for the
He handles
anniversary.
some
Yeah,
nonsense,
I
but
think this is going to be the
he wants to
tradition.
talk about your
I think I'm going to
connection
pick
with the
something I
Ethereals.
really like
Barnabas,
that I
our
wouldn't stream
handyman,
normally
said he needed help
for
with our
stream
water pump.
anniversaries.
When you're done assisting them, speak with me in my office inside the prison.
Are the DLCs more endgame level types? So the first DLC is a continuation of the story, and it can only be played after you beat the base game, and it's meant to kind of slot in there before you go on to the next difficulty. The second DLC can be played at any time. You have to beat Act 1 to get access to the portal, but at that point you can choose to go there whenever you want, and it scales to your level. The whole game actually scales to your level to some degree, but yeah, the second DLC is kind of an anytime thing. Alright, I'll speak to them. Let's talk to this guy. Cap said you're good to go, don't start any trouble. Alright, so Devil's Crossing is an old prison. Are there any multiplayer-only bosses? No, you can do the entire game single-player. So, what to show you? Okay, so there's some people hiding out in here. There's this guy. You must be taking the rumors you've been spraying about. Any good judge has heard you done right by us. That undead mess up in Lower Crossing. Name's Edwin. I do the cooking around here. Pleased to meet you. I ain't gonna pretend that what I make is good or even edible, but it fills up the gut and keeps us going. Can't do much without some proper equipment and supplies. Ever want a bowl of the Edwin special, you just let me know. Does that mean the optional dungeon I use the key for is always going to be 10 levels higher? Yes. Okay. So the way the level scaling in this game works is anything on the main path is going to be within like 1, 2, 3 levels of you. There are optional side dungeons that are like listed as more dangerous areas. They get special modifiers to their enemies, where they might do like additional cold damage, or they might have enhanced health regenerations, all minor stuff, but they also are usually like 5 or 6 levels higher than you. And then there are the roguelike dungeons. So this game, the most difficult content in this game are fully optional side dungeons that you have to use a rare item, a skeleton key, to get into. And once you get in, you're committed. If you die, you get kicked out. And the enemies there are, they're like 10 levels above you. So those are like the ultimate endgame challenge dungeons. I've never beaten one. I've come extremely close a couple times. But yeah, I'm waiting more towards endgame. But there's like 4 or 5 of those, I think. You beat the Ancient Dead one. I came so close to beating the one in the second DLC, and I lost by just like a sliver of hell. I was so pissed off. I got close on the Ancient Dead one, but that boss, I did not have the resistances for that boss. So you need to be really well prepared for them. They are very, very challenging, but also very fun. The loot there is incredible. Sorry to bother you. If you're headed out towards Meyer, could you keep an eye out for my brother? Who is he? His name is Milton Hart. He was a soldier in the Imperial Army. When we fled Burwich, he volunteered to cover our escape. He always had a penchant for heroics. It's been weeks and we've not heard from him. I dread to think he may have become one of the dead. So she wants us to find her brother. We last saw each other at the Sodden Hollow in Whitemire, so I'm afraid he's still out there. Alright, so we'll go look for him. So this is the stash. This is the dude that manages your stash for you. You get 1 page by default, and then you can expand for an amount of iron bits. We don't have a whole lot right now, but you get tons of iron bits. There's also a shared storage, and mine's full of shit because I played this game a whole bunch. These are all the different components and stuff you can get. All of your characters can access this. There's separate stashes for the regular game and for hardcore. You can't share stuff between regular and hardcore characters. But all of my regular characters have access to all this stuff. And I have like a vast, ever-growing collection of blue items for characters at different levels. And then I have some crazy purple stuff too that I'm waiting to get other classes up to using. So there's a whole lot of complexity to this game that you're not going to get to see tonight. Oh, this is the respec person.
I am pleased to see that the taint of possession has left you. Should you require it, I offer spiritual guidance to the survivors. I will gladly extend this service to you.
I knew, Spice, after we decided that we were going to stream this, last night, I logged into the game, and I spent like 20 minutes organizing my stash because I didn't want people giving me shit for how bad it looked. I knew inevitably I would end up showing it off. And yeah. It's just the truth.
Troubled memories can cloud the mind and torment the spirit. With my guidance,
it's the text-to-speech voice.
These painful thoughts
the voice acting in this game is not the best. I will admit that.
My knowledge of spirits has allowed me to devise a trap with which we were able to contain you and the ethereal that controlled you. It was not until the noose was firmly around your neck that the spirit left you, though. I'm afraid that I am not at all fit for combat, which from my troubled memory...
Pass on that. Alright, so this lady will respec you. To reclaim skill points, it costs 25 iron bits. That's it. It's not it used to be a ramping cost. They undid that. 25 iron bits, you get whatever points back you want. And that's including from your mastery bar too. Again, I'm not sure if you can undo your class selection, but really, it shouldn't matter that much. The part I like about the reputation system is that the enemies have factions too and they spawn more. Yes, yeah. Since you mentioned it, so there are factions in this game. There's, of course, the allied faction. We currently have the reputation of tolerated with Devil's Crossing. You gain reputation for killing certain kinds of enemies, doing quests and bounties, and you get different bonuses. And access to new things. This feature is only available in the expansion. Oh, the respec. Respecing was in the base game, but maybe you get an enhanced version of respecing in the DLC. I'm not sure. Looking at the store page for the expansion, touts as one of the figures. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I do not know. So, reputation isn't really a grind unless you try to rush through it. I mean, it takes a while to get to the max, but that's also kind of like end game. That's all like end game build stuff. But you also get reputation with the enemies, and obviously you can't get in good with the enemies. They'll just hate you more and more. But the more they hate you, the more special spawns they'll have, and the better loot you get from them. And then once you max out an enemy's hate, they'll start spawning nemesis that I think actually come after you while you're running around. The expansion gives you a potion that resets. Okay, yes, yeah, that makes sense. Respec lady is in vanilla. You can always respec your stuff, but yes, you can also get potions from quests that'll just instantly undo all your whole thing. I already talked to him. And then one thing reputation gets you is access to these vendors. They sell specific rare items and also crafting recipes, which I'm not even gonna get into tonight. The crafting The crafting system is very deep, and there's a ton you can do with it. So, for now, I'm just gonna sell this junk I don't need. Don't really need that. I'm really tempted to use that.
See you around.
Might stick it in my stash. Oh, and then this person, they added this post Diablo 3 is the Illusionist. If you want to play Fashion Dawn, you can have this person overwrite the appearance of your equipment with pretty much any of the standard styles. I was worried starting out with the attribute points, and I saw the mastery bar and realized the game actually makes sure you have at least baseline stats for each class. Yes, yeah. And that's one of the best parts of this game is you really can't screw up anything that badly. Oh, since components are kind of a pain in the ass to move around, there's actually a button to move all components from your inventory to your open stash page, so you don't even have to bother. And there's also inventory auto sort. So, in terms of like user experience, they really thought of everything in this game. There's so much quality of life stuff in this. This guy, they killed my Annabelle back when the village was first overrun. Ain't nothing gonna bring her back, and if it tries, I'll put a bullet through its skull. Got nothing left but revenge, so I pay good iron to those willing to put down this abomination. Take Pharos, Gilius, and Negan, for instance. Used to all be good men, defenders of the Empire. Now nothing more than shambling fiends stalking the swamplands of White Meyer. Slaughter them. Okay. So we got some side quests, too. Oh, and we need to help Kasparov. Let's see here.
Welcome to my workshop. I saw you fighting the dead out in Lower Crossing, and I dare say you were absolutely brilliant. Evidently, cutting you off that noose was the best decision the captain made that day. Ah, where are my manners? I'm Kasparov, scientist and inventor. What brings you to my humble shop?
Illusionist is only in Ashes of Malmoth? Okay. Vestigial Inventory Tetris, yeah. If you like this game, 100% sure you'd like Underrail, too. Oh, Underrail is something that I've wanted to check out for a long time. Underrail always looked more Fallout-y to me. Is it more RPG-y, or is it actually real-time combat? Your manners, old man.
Yes, the Ethereals use them to get around.
Good game, very difficult. Metro 2033 is an RPG.
You stumbled through ours. We have never
Underrail is Fallout. Okay.
Possessed or otherwise passed through one before. Not a living one, anyway. It was then that I realized that we could put these portals to use. There's something about you that is attuned to the rift gates, and I intend to replicate it.
So this is a bit of lore backstory on this.
Do you? I may have taken some liberties while you were out cold. It was just a few tests, a blood sample or two, nothing major. The results were curious.
Turn-based too? Yeah, I've always wanted to give it a try. It looks neat. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Don't worry, you won't be
so he wants an Aether Crystal, like these. So here's another thing that's really cool about this game. If you've already done what a quest requires, they give you a special line to just jump to completion. He wants us to bring an Aether Crystal. We're like, oh, we got one.
These will do perfectly. I'll just place them into my device here, and oh my, that's not right. Not at all. That's
totally gold too.
It wasn't supposed to go off. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3. Yes, my fingers are still intact. Did it reach you too? How do you feel?
Feel stronger.
Ah, very good. I'm sure a little more.
We got a skill point for that.
System won't do you the slightest harm. Okay, maybe it was a lot more, but you look fine. Fitter than ever. A real shame about the prototype.
Same if you've already killed the name. Like, yeah, if you just wandered out to Burial Hill and killed the Reanimator before talking to John Bourbon, when you come back, you can be like, oh yeah, I already killed him. I think we're done here.
I've been so preoccupied with this Riftgate business that
all right, he wants us to find his apprentice. That one, I don't even know if we're gonna get to tonight. She is way the fuck out there. Alright, so I have a whole bunch of skill points, enough to get up to the next tier of skills. So this is a toggled bonus to elemental damage, to both fire and lightning. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna stick it on my bar here next to my potions, flame touched. And then when I toggle that, you see it reserves a part of our energy bar. This is how these developers handle toggled skills. Instead of being a constant energy drain, they just reserve a section of your bar. So you have a lower maximum, but it's not a constant balance of points. What else I recently discovered does that? Pokemon Platinum, no kidding. That's really cool.
Over? You must have done quite a service with the dead if he's got hands to spare.
Alright,
for old
wind
Barnabas.
pump's broken, needs scrap. So we need 5 scrap to help him out. When we have 4, actually, so we'll be back pretty soon for that, I think. Keep going with cunning. Alright, so let's head back to the old dump. I always hate having to recharge mana for constant MP drains. Yeah, I agree. Oh look, it's Pharaoh's. Perfect. Alright, I have a... Ow, 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 ow. This guy's gonna take some work to put down. It's pretty thick. He's vomiting on me. That's so gross. He'll be here for a little bit. Don't stand in the poison. That's very important. One thing that you might not love about these developers, I'm just gonna let my passive take care of this. Hang on. There we go. One thing you might not love about these developers, they have some kind of obsession with hurt floors. So many things in this game, like, just lay damage on the ground. It can get overwhelming. Wow, Jesus, that's really good. That's a one-handed that does a ton more damage than what we're using. Let's see. I would like more of everything. I would like magic pants. I really want to use that. 114 on physique, okay. Yeah, there are entire zones of it. It's pretty nuts. Okay, what was that? That's Burial Hill, okay. So if we want scrap, we want to go to the dump. Those hurt floors at least force you to move your character, not just stay in one place, click on shit. It's true, but these developers go absolutely bonkers with it. Ooh, okay. So this cave is not marked on the map. This is one of the caves that can just randomly appear places, which means it's going to be pretty difficult. Yeah, so this is the Putrid Den. It's listed as a dangerous domain. Enemies here are Aether Mark. They are... Oh, the player is slower, but is also more resistant to Aether. See if I can actually do this. Yeah, these guys do a lot of damage. Oh, God. Oh, God. Whew, that was close. Yeah, I'm not in good shape to do this. Found a random Unmarked cave that had a giant boss in it. That was probably, I think his name's Gutworm. He looks like something out of what was that? What was that zombie shooting game? That extremely British zombie shooting game. You do have healing potions? I don't actually. I used them all. I have been through all of them at this point. Not Zombie U. There were 2 of them, and the second one almost didn't take off. Yeah, Killing Floor. That was it. Yeah, Gut Rot looks like something from Killing Floor. Oh my god. We need a different approach to this. Did you make a currency joke? You own Killing Floor, but you don't know why. I think they were giving the first away for free for a while. Scrap. Not pants, I need scrap. I definitely need another ability to work with. I'm thinking this character is probably going to work a lot better as a ranged character. Ow. Bugs hurt. Very mean bugs. Would you like to make in currency? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the dump, see if I can finish grabbing that scrap. He will actually send us to another place we need to. Oh, it's the bleed. Okay, that's what's doing it. Go to bed. Gotta go to bed. Happy stream anniversary. Thank you. Thank you so much, Demrin. Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it. Getting lost in my own game here. Can't remember where the dump was. It has been some time since I was back here. Take taking debt clock. Stay for a few more minutes, also gotta start thinking about bed. Yep. Yeah, I was absolutely wiped out today. I'm not even entirely sure why. I was just so exhausted. Oh. Didn't stash stuff. Probably because I've been staying up to play this, honestly. All the partying, yes. Too much partying. Okay, now this is interesting. Another thing about this game's faction system is there's actual enemy infighting. Certain kinds of enemies don't like each other. And they'll fight each other just as fervently as they fight you. Which I've always thought was really cool. I just need Turret Inhaling Powdered Grim Dawn. Well, that's gonna help at least. Better sword is certainly gooder. Hey, that's a scrap I needed. Alright, so we can head back and do that now. 3 straight years of streaming can wear on a fellow. Does seem like a very long time sometimes. I'd love to use this. I had the physique for it. Maybe. Let's see. This 114. I think this would actually work. Let's buy a better piece of armor. There we go. Now I can use this thing. Sweet. We'll do that, and then. So the way shields work in this game, each kind has a % chance to block a certain amount of damage, and then there's a recovery period before that chance can proc again. They also have damage ratings because there's a number of shield skills that are like shield bash, shield charge, stuff like that. So I think I'm actually gonna grab this because retaliation will be pretty helpful. And then. Might as well use some of this junk, mightn't we? I'm gonna jam us. No, give me that back. If you accidentally sell something, there's a buyback tab. When do you fight Diablo? You don't ever really fight a Diablo. You fight a bunch of Cthulhu-looking things. I'm gonna cram that in here. Yes, I'm sure I want to do that. This is physical damage. Oh, and it gives. Oh, this gives you. This grants you slam. All right, I'm gonna use that. We'll shove that in the shield, and then bristly fur is health and constitution. I'm gonna stick that in this jacket I just got. Soldier skills is eventually fling enemies 50 feet in the air and throw them through doors. The ragdolling is super fun. That was actually what initially sold me on Titan Quest.
Did you get the
was the ragdolling.
Perfect. I'll get the wind pump up. Well, good news is I got the water pumping again. The only problem is it smells like a sewer. Only about a 10-fold worse. I haven't smelled something this rotten since I've cleared out a den of slith ages ago. They're loathsome.
All right, so there is a slith den underneath the place's water supply, and we're gonna go help with that. And this is the hatch to get down there. Diablo's been playing on his own to lose any fights these days. Alright, well, this is definitely an improvement. Shit, just going down a lot faster. Oh god. It's a little bit of everything in here. Oh, I didn't equip my new ability. Dumb of me. See how I launched that guy over the edge there? Let's see. Where is... Slam, here we go. Boom! Come on and jam. And it looked like I had another one. Fire Blast. Give that a try. I guess pretty good too. Boom. Also, there's really good lighting in this game, as you can see. And these guys here are an object lesson in why you don't specialize in only one elemental type of damage. Because I'm pretty sure they're fire resistant. Oh god, those guys. Ah, that's it. Those guys explode when they die. A bit of a trap for melee characters. Get rid of this last one. Take care of these guys. I'm Diablo, youngest of the prime evils. I'm not out trying to corrupt Sanctuary. I spend a lot of time worrying about the plight of women in the workplace. Let's see. A chest over there. I can get into. Oh, good, it's another room full of bullshit. Ow, that guy slammed me. Okay, well that's good. Definitely need that. God, stop vomiting on me. It's so gross. You know, the question I had, if a skill tells you it ups elemental damage, does that mean all elements? I believe it's only fire, cold, and lightning. I believe those are the elemental ones. But you can actually, you should be able to check that on the second page. You should be able to check that here with your magical modifiers. And just see what it does. Oh, hey. More physique, please. We have had both a friend try to talk me into playing LoL and Osh basically selling Grim Dawn to me. Guess which one I'm actually reading about now? The one that will make you hate yourself. Or hate other people. This game does have generic spider enemies. I admit it. They're not terribly interesting. Funny enough, Grim Dawn had really interesting spider enemies. It had generic spider enemies, but it also had like humanoid spiders that were pretty cool. All right, Satellite Sun, thanks for coming out. Pleasure to see you as always. Come down from the ceiling though and freak you the F out. Yes, they are nothing if not freaky. Had Driders, yeah, basically. I think I forgot to do my skills, didn't I? Let's see. I'm gonna give Blackwater Cocktails a try real quick. I'm not gonna spend all my points. I wanna give this a try, and if it's really helpful surviving this bullshit, we'll dump points into it. Because we're gonna need something to help us out here in the Devil's Aquifer. Okay, yeah, that's definitely helpful. Oh, dying isn't though. That's a bit too many things. Jesus. Maze Brooders. Hey, Peach, thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. It's hard. It's kind of hard to believe that I've been doing this for 3 years. It really doesn't feel like it. In a lot of ways, it feels like I'm still just starting out with this. But it's always so much fun. I think what really surprises me that even though I've been doing this for 3 years, it's still something that I look forward to every single day. Which is a good class for newbies. Soldier is really straightforward, and like a lot of the early stuff is like just real basic defensive abilities and whatnot. You take a big stick or a sword and board and you beat the shit out of things. Arcanist is probably the one to go to if you want like spell casting stuff. Arcanist has some really, really, really powerful abilities. Looks a lot more Torchlight than Path of Exile for new. Oh yeah, definitely. So you still look forward to time to get more shitty horror games. All right, I'm gonna dump a bunch of points into Blackwater Cocktail, and I'm gonna see if I can incinerate things with this, because I feel like that could be really fun. And then I guess we'll keep going with the physique so I don't die so much. It has been a while since we did a really bad horror game. We also do have Halloween coming up. Like I'm already thinking very heavily, very strongly about what we're gonna want to be doing for Halloween. Oh, this is nice. Okay. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Okay. What if we just Molotov everything instead? Really hate horror, so I kind of look forward to going through them together. I really haven't done, other than like the absolute garbage that like Smokey and other people send me, I haven't really done any horror games. I've got some ideas for this October. I've got some ideas for some garbage we can do, but also some really genuinely good main stuff we can do too. Ah, this actually seems to be working. What's the indie horror pack thing again? Is that yearly? Not actually sure what you're referring to. Devotion was good. Devotion was really good. That was definitely an all-time great stream. I'm glad I was able to share that with the world. Got a game for you to go through this horror-ish called Observation. I've heard of Observation, yeah. Overblood is horror-ish and really bad. PS1 game. What would... Just a thought. Just something I'd been considering lately. How would y'all feel about Fatal Frame for Halloween? Because those games are really genuinely terrifying. And I've only played the first one a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open a rift, because I think there's a very distinct chance I die up here. Not sure we'd have to focus on the shot. Oh, there it is. Villoth the Corruptor. I would like you to set on fire.
That skill's not ready.
Oh, that skill's not ready. Oh, I can actually use these potions for once. Fatal Frame, absolutely dog shit voice acting. It's part of the charm. Did I just miss? Did it just say I missed with a flashbang? Did I read that right? Can't believe we're not playing the third birthday for the anniversary. I'm sure there are some folks out there that would have loved that. There we go. Okay, I did it. Oh, hey! We got our first epic. It's an epic one-handed sword. And this is for an occultist, actually. It's called Madness. Oh, it does chaos damage. Nice. Bonus to Blood of Dreeg. Sure went, oh shit, out of myself. Oh shit. Alright, what did I get from all that? Bonus chaos damage, poison scrap metal maul. Not a lot of really. This is a really cool looking sword. Golden lightning resistance would be nice at some point. My god, Oddish, how about Amy? It's a shit horror game for you to suffer with. We're gonna have to make like a list of garbage horror games with potential. The escort quest that doesn't work. Oh yeah, that sounds fucking great. Hang on, let me switch this stuff around. I think I want Blackwater Cocktail on my mouse. Hey, it's another ruined shrine. Whoa, look at that. Molten Walkers. Oh, this has bonuses to Blackwater Cocktail. Nice. Granted skills, flame patch, 100% chance on hit. You ignite the very ground you step on. Nice. Wasn't there Vlad the Impaler game, adventure game? I have played that. Yeah, I actually really like it. I like it a lot.
I can't carry anymore.
I can't carry anymore. Fuck this garbage.
I can't carry anymore.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Auto sort this shit so you can carry anymore. Fatal Frame Mano Blackwater comes to Steam later this year, hopefully about October. I was actually thinking about the first three. Because they're all on PlayStation Network or PlayStation 3. Was a point-and-click adventure. It was actually more like a visual novel sort of thing. Use large shaft on humankind of deal. Hey, Shadows, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. All this junk, and this junk, and this junk. Save neat blue stuff. And I think I would like that. Cutscene guy, Steampunk Pilgrim. Yes, actually, he is. I know what you were thinking, but those are good. I want you to play the not good one. Maybe, like, I've watched a playthrough of Made in Blackwater. I feel like it's not bad. It's just weird.
Once I pump out the
all right. Oh, I got an expanded inventory. You actually get a bunch of these little bags. Yes, that's the one I played. That's the one I played, Peach. All right, let's go talk to Mr. Bourbon. Ever played D? I have not played D. Obligatory. Who's D? Bought Sanitarium and streamed. Kind of want to try that someday.
Good.
I like Sanitarium.
I've heard good things from both Kasparov and Barnabas.
Hasn't aged the most gracefully, but it is a solid point-and-click adventure.
One of my scouts came back with news making our next move clear. The dead are heavily concentrated in Burwich Village to the north, past the swamps of Whitemire. There must be a reason why. Perhaps the ethereal behind these attacks is there. We can't know for sure without investigating deeper.
How can I help?
You've proven yourself quite resourceful thus far. Your ability to secure rift
use Flash and they didn't want to deal with this, so they do this. Oh no, that sucks.
With all the activity
around
that
Burwich, sucks.
There's bound to be a rift gate. If you can capture
lost a lot of really
good
good games to that whole Flash shutting down thing.
Follow the road north through Whitemire.
At least the Cube Escape Rusty Lake games got remastered.
Have to leave the road behind well before you reach the village. Keep pressing north, and you.
Okay, so anyway, our next main story objective is to make our way up the coast to Burwich Village, all the way up here, which is a bit of a haul. It's actually a pretty long journey there. Yeah, Cube Escape is great. Reading about pilgrims was reminded basically their equivalent of a religious cult and were kicked out of England because of that. Or history, yes.
Safe storage, no question.
Whole lot of things make a whole lot more sense when you consider that. Devil's Mark is a really good pet item. Oh, no. Nope. Get the fuck in there. I want to wear these, but I need to be level 14 for that. And I'd like to use this, but I need to be level 15 for that. That junk in there. Actually, I want to you. Scrap is actually a helpful thing to keep around. Why should you should speak like the NPCs again? Fluctuate your voice, but twist your body without moving your head like a bored 10-year-old. Oh god. Let's see. Do I want to cram any more things in my things? I don't think so. Not right now. Oh, we get our second class. Okay, I'm gonna drop this in Occultist. And then let's see. There's acid. First, that lowers movement speed, physical resistance, and bleed resistance. Can summon birds. I know there's some kind of interesting synergy between Demolitionist and Occultist. I'm trying to remember what it is. It's all pet stuff. Chaos damage. Acid and poison. Acid and poison are good things. Well, you know what? We could have a pet bird. That'll be fun, and then I'll stick this other point in Blackwater. So we are now a pyromancer. Combination all of the class combinations in this game are named. I think I need a little bit of spirit or I can use this ring now. Nice. Let's go ahead and replace this guy. Yeah, so Demolitionist Occultist is called a Pyromancer. My main right now, the Necromancer Occultist, is called a Kabbalist.
See what's left of my wares.
Which I think is really neat. Kind of wondering if I could go shooty. I could go shooty, but it would be a lot less damage most of these, so
See you around.
stick with what we're doing. Alright. Head back up here. Oh, I had a devotion point, didn't I? Totally forgot about that. I could put in fire and aether damage. I'll take it. Alright, bird. I have a bird. And his info is listed up here. Okay, so that chucked us back down here. We'll need to go back up around. Feeling an urge for some retro gaming lately, so I might play Breath of Fire. That sounds like fun. Another one of those RPG series that I'd like to give a try sometime too. Like I remember reading about the first two, I think, in Nintendo Power, and being really fascinated by them and never actually getting around to them. I wonder. I'm actually curious if we could maybe take that that thing in the unmarked cave. I only ever played 3. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna drop a rift here in case this goes poorly. Hi. Fuck off me. So one of the problems down here is this entire place is like hurt floor. All of this poison, all of this stuff out here is poison. All of this poison out here is poison. That guy. Pusquill the Hoarder. Get over here. Oh god, I've summoned them all. Help me out, Bird. Bird is actually helping quite a bit. Oh god, that really hurts. I wonder if I could just dance around this guy and keep him on fire. Molotov the shit out of him. I'm gonna need to go up at some point. way too damn. Poison over there? Poisonous. It's incisive commentary, chat.
My energy is low.
I did not realize that there is no cooldown on that ability. That's really nice, actually. You can just spam it and 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 spam it. And I might die. But I beat him, and that's what matters. Whew. Look at all this nice shit he dropped. Aggressive Bernard's slightly chewed buckler. Stalwart leather boots of Amaras's flurry. And Pusquill's tail of alacrity. Hit your grinding limit for the night. Leather boots protection. Superior iron thing if I don't give a shit, because not that good. I'll wear your green boots. This is definitely an improvement. Alright. I got some good equipment out of that. Kiraj has played most Dread X collections. I have streamed all the Dread X collections. I played every game in Dread X 1. I played most of the games in Dread X 2. And I 100%ed Dread X 3 on stream. Oh, and I also finished Dread X The Hunt. I love the Dread X games. They are a huge priority for me anytime they come around. Big fan. Grinded so much you started to shave. Alright, so for this next part, we need to get through the White Meyer. Which is full of bugs and critters and horrible things. But I can set them all on fire. And beat them with my fire axe. I guess we can stay on the road for this. There's a lot worth exploring in this game. It's honestly always worth checking the edges of areas for like devotion shrines. There's even sometimes like side quests and stuff hidden out in the wilderness. The developers really like hiding stuff in their game. Titan Quest was the same way. There was a fair amount of stuff just like dotted all over the world to find. Now I look like someone who missed out on 3 years of streaming. We've done so much. Wow. Dude just randomly dropped a blue. It's a Nightblade item though. Yeah, the Sack, thank you so much for streaming on us. Thank you for doing it for the past 3 years. It's been very enjoyable so far. It has been my exquisite pleasure to lay Retro Spice out. I'm looking forward to a lot more. Always big variety out here. I've discovered that, like, that tends to be what I enjoy streaming the most and what people enjoy watching the most. Like, whenever I do an indie variety night, whenever I do the power hours, like, people really like those. Oh, we got some kind of boss here. Idonax. Oh, gross. Yeah. What was the first game you streamed? I want to say it was Graveyard Keeper. I'm pretty sure it was Graveyard Keeper. I actually don't have my very first stream ever archived. If you go back on our YouTube channel, the first video you'll find is actually our second stream. But yeah, I think I did 2 nights of Graveyard Keeper, and the first stream I ever did was the first one. Stream is best when the streamer's having a good time and chat enjoys that. That which helps the streamer enjoy it is a viscous cycle. But no, it is. Yeah, you want that feedback loop of like streamer enjoying what they're doing, chat enjoying what the streamer's doing, streamer being happy that chat is happy, and so on and so forth. Vitality damage. So that I think I want. You recently finished Graveyard Keeper, wow. It's a game I always meant to go back to. I got pretty far into it, but I got stuck. Chat enjoys Cotton Eye Joe. Streamer enjoys chat enjoying Cotton Eye Joe. Happy 3 years! If you enjoy something hard enough, you can make people go along with it. I think it can be infectious. I think enthusiasm for something can definitely be infectious. Of course, around here, we also get a lot of mileage out of me hating something and chat enjoying me hating something. Surprising amount of mileage, if we're being honest here. Don't get stuck in Cotton Eye Joe. I've been for Gold-Play games. I've been married a long time ago. If it hadn't been for gold-plated games, I wouldn't have spent that year in college. What does that mean? Been meaning to get back to Graveyard Keeper eventually. Gonna wait till the second DLC is on sale though. I really found that lately I am wanting familiar experiences. I think that's why I've gone back to Grim Dawn so hard. Is like in my own time, I want stuff that I know and I'm familiar with and I'm really enjoying. Oh, sometimes the Rift Gate spawns a bunch of enemies before it'll open for you. And the one here in Whitemire is just like that. Hadn't been for my horses meant many things to many people. Glad somebody got that reference. Enjoy the taste of gamer sorrow and hopelessness. These Molotovs are strong enough. I don't really... Oh, these guys are on fire. Fuck. Well, that's inconvenient. The guys that are not on fire, I can pretty much just cook. Find it hard to give yourself permission to replay or watch things, but I've been trying to do it more. I've just, like, that's just been where I, like... That's just where I'm at mentally right now. Is like I want to be playing stuff I'm familiar with. It's just very, very comforting to me. Favorite retro RPGs I haven't played might be a good compromise. Definitely, yeah. Sometimes the old is more fun than the new. I mean, kind of, wow, check out this belt. That's pretty grim. I think part of it is like when I stream so much stuff. When I play something in my own time, I just want to be able to slip into it like a pair of comfy pajamas. I don't really want to spend the time to learn like new mechanics and stuff, and I don't really want to take a risk that it might not be fun, and I might like end up wasting my time on it. You know what I mean? Here's how I play Walden the Werewolf. What's up, Captain Swing? Now there is a classic. I don't think I will ever revisit it. Ever. I don't know, what about you? Have you played Hard Space Shipbreaker? I streamed it one night. It was really fun. I'm considering when it gets its full release. I want to do this. Let's try this. Let's try the glowing skull for a bit. See what happens. Oh wait, let's shove a thing in it too. Let's make this a really crazy skull. I actually found Hard Space Shipbreaker weirdly relaxing. Oh, what's up, Baked Toast? Almost didn't see you sneak in there. If you're not enjoying a new thing, why partake if it's not required for something? Yeah. Before I ended up retiring the official chill nights, I was considering doing Hardspace Shipbreaker as a chill night game, actually. So it's entirely possible, very likely, that we'll get around to it sometime. Maybe play a relaxing game. Maybe play Power Wash Simulator. Is that good? That people seem to like that one. I think sometimes it's hard to get out of the mindset of optimizing your hobby time. I mean, even though I haven't done reviews in close to a year now, I am planning on getting back to that soon-ish. Seriously. I'm still kind of in that mindset where, like, I need to be playing something to, like, review it. I need to be playing new things so I can stay on task. And honestly, returning to Grim Dawn was kind of a conscious effort to break that. Because I really, like right now, like, things are good right now. Like, my work is busy and we're still kind of adjusting to our new place and, like, the new schedule with our kids and school and stuff. I really need my leisure time to actually be leisure time. Oh, shit. So, yeah. I wanted to get out of the mindset that I constantly need to be playing new things and need to constantly be, like, evaluating them. So I was like, fuck it, I am going back to Grim Dawn. I'm going to finally play this DLC that I haven't played. And holy shit, it's been so good. It's been so much fun. Is this guy on fire? Milton Hart. Hey, where'd my bird go? Did you kill my bird, you piece of shit? I think you killed my bird, that piece of shit. Okay, so this is gonna take a while because this guy is fire elemental and all my bullshit is fire, so. Fortunately, this weapon does a lot of physical damage, so. I think this might be the advantage of crossing occultist with demolitionist, is you can actually get away from some of the fire damage and add on vitality or chaos or poison. I could start doing, like, a fire poison combination, which would help with assholes like this. These guys really suck. Whoa, that guy exploded into everything. Alright. Aggressive Milton's Cask of Protection. That looks like a pretty nice helmet. Silver Amulet. Crash. 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 What does this give me? Oh, that gives me Fire Blast too. Yay, I leveled up for reading a note. Power Wash Simulator is baby's first Viscera cleanup detail. Sure, I'm spirit a bit. This I want to use. Oh, this is gonna add acid damage. Nice. Still need to actually sit down and play this game. You absolutely should. I love this game. I love this game a lot. I think there's another rift gate coming up here. Fuck up some more ethereals before I go on. Anybody home? About as far as you are now before you just put it down. I will admit this early area, this like the swampy, foresty area, can drag a bit. Especially if, like, you make a character, you don't love that character, you go and make a different character, and then you end up doing the same area over and over and over again. Oh, here's Julius. He is apparently a lightning elemental. No, I hope he's not fire resistant. Too much. God, I always hated fighting lightning enemies in Diablo 2. Because every time you would... I always played melee classes in Diablo 2. Jesus Christ, dude. I always played melee classes in Diablo 2. And every time you would hit a lightning-enhanced enemy, they'd, like, zap you with that wild lightning stuff. And it just sucked so bad. Like, I would always kill myself on those enemies. There's fortunately nothing like that in this game. There is, like, retaliation damage, but I don't think the enemies ever really, like, mega stack it. Are the layouts always the same? Yes, but there are additions that are randomized. There are unmarked caves that are in different places on every playthrough. There's sometimes alternate areas you can get to that aren't always present. And then there's some randomized roadblocks and stuff. Like sometimes like on this main road, there will be a bunch of debris here and I'll have to go around. So the overall layout is the same, but the stuff that you find can be different. Oh, it's the Bloodsworn. So one of my favorite things about the Grim Dawn setting is that it's actually a double apocalypse. The Ethereals showed up and absolutely, like, ruined the world. But at the same time, the old gods decided that this would be the perfect time to activate all their followers and try for a very Cthulhu-esque end of the world. So the Bloodsworn serve the Chthonic gods and are trying for a wholly different apocalypse than the Ethereals are. 2 more Apocalypti and you get 1/2 off. Okay, Negan's over there. I think we go around this way. Not as bad as the physically immune enemies, which was just so stupid, yeah. I think that was one thing that ended up killing Diablo 3 for me, is like too many of the like random boss characters, like their random attributes were just so aggravating to deal with. And enemies in this, God, I gotta get bleed resistance. These things are fucking me up. And like none of the enemies in this game are like that. Like there's certainly enemies that'll mess up really bad if you neglect your resistances. I like that. It's basically just a war between them now that humanity's been crushed. Yeah. There's actually some really neat areas late in the game where, like, the main conflict is just the Ethereals and the Chthonics just, like, slugging it out. And then you show up and take advantage of that. And the enemies that made those lasers that went in a circle, yeah, those, the enemies that that made walls, they made, like, their own little mini maze for you to navigate. Yeah, there was a bunch of garbage in Diablo 3 that I got sick of really fast. That being said, I did end up playing Diablo 3 more than any other Diablo. I did really appreciate how polished it was. Oh shit, this guy is... Oh, this guy has a fire aura too. That sucks. Okay, just hurry up and die. Thank you, good night. Thunderstruck leather spalders of prowess. Sure, why not? Didn't like Diablo 3 at all. I think that's fair too. It definitely dumbed down a lot of stuff about the Diablo formula. I did it first and I leveled up and it was all automatic. It was all automatic, literally killed it. Diablo 3 is amazing. The people that I found that liked Diablo 3 the most were the people that got in early and actually made money off the auction house. I feel like most everybody else is just kind of lukewarm on it. Remember loving 1 as a kid, not understanding, enjoying it. 3 didn't strike with me. Path of Exile, on the other hand. I like this. There's a fire in your eyes and blood on your clothes. Did you put those tainted men down? Tell me, how did it feel? You can actually answer different ways. I feel vindicated. I didn't feel much of anything or regret these people once lived. I didn't feel much of anything. You and I have something in common. After those things took my Annabelle from me, I don't feel much of anything either. Take your coin. You've earned it. So now he wants me to kill 2 more people in Burwitch, which I can definitely do. Wasn't there a thing where they would fudge with the drops, so you almost never got anything good in class, so you had to use their auction house? Yep. Yep. I don't know if it was actually fully, like, fudged against you, but yeah. The infinitely invincible, frost novating, tornado dropping, meteor swarming, teleporting douche wizard. Diablo 1 Beelzebub mod is so good, but you gotta know how to build or you're gonna get destroyed. See, I feel like that's... I was talking the other night about how it seemed like ARPGs kind of got overtaken before they really had a chance to mature, and that's one of the things that I feel like ARPGs never really made it to, was like really like deep but comprehensible builds. Path of Exile is obviously one extreme where it's just like someone has to tell you how to build your character or you're going to fuck it up and it's going to be a bad time. That's obviously one hardcore extreme. At the other extreme is Diablo 3, where they just hand you all of the skills and they're like, do whatever the fuck you want. Which is nice. It's nice from an entry level perspective, but it gets really boring after a while. If you want something more from the skill system, this one is good. Like, I really like the skill system. It's probably my favorite skill system in Grim Dawn. But you do need to understand what it expects of you. You do need to understand that, like, your mastery, like, the mastery bar is one of the most important aspects of it, and that you need to max any skill that you're going to be using regularly. And there's also, there are also not trap skills, but like each class has skills that work a lot better than others. And it helps to know what those are. So it certainly helps to go into this game with builds in mind. You can absolutely get through normal difficulty in this game just doing whatever the fuck you want. But you might have a rough time with some of the bosses and whatnot. But I feel like we never got enough RPGs in this style, in the classic Diablo style, to really get like a perfectly refined skill system, where you didn't need like a degree in calculus to figure out what the fuck you're doing, but there was also enough depth to it to make experimenting rewarding. Never looked at builds for Path of Exile, mostly looked at some basics like building around an element or damage type. That freedom is amazing. It's like, it's an amazing game. It's just, I feel like it's one that's really hard to come to grips with. Anyway, we got a nice ring from her. Universal Elemental Resistance, I definitely want that. Actually, yeah, survivability seems to be our thing. Problem. So I pick up Torchlight 3. I never liked the Torchlight games. I really just like bounced right off of the Torchlight games. That actually sounds pretty good if we can hold out for one more level. I know, like, Path of Exile before I hated the most recent season. Like, I guess I took it out or made lots of old stuff totally not viable. Did I play West of Loathing? I did. We played West of Loathing for a while, and then while we were playing it, some really gross accusations came out about the lead writer, so we ended up dropping it. So, unfortunate, but it left a really bad taste in our mouths. Hard to describe to get others into. Diablo 3 did the edge and being super easy to jump into, but at that point didn't feel worth playing. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed my time in Diablo 3. And I mean, I played it before the expansion. I played it before they got rid of the auction house. And I played it to the end game, and I had a good time doing that. But yeah. Torchlight never had a lot of depth. It was pretty fun and seemed to want to make playing not a chore. I would agree with that, yeah. Definitely wanted you to have fun. Carnage looks recent. What's over there? I really wish this was a broader genre. I wish there were more people making RPGs. But like it really seems like it's Diablo, it's Grim Dawn, it's Path of Exile, and then like a whole bunch of really hit or miss indie stuff. And I really wish there were more people working in this space to kind of like continue refining this gameplay, because this game does a lot. This Grim Dawn does a lot to improve on the classic Diablo formula, but I know there's so much more that can be done. And like the setting, like stuff like the setting too. Like I feel like there wasn't ever a good like sci-fi Diablo-like that I can think of. Action RPG feel like they're in that same niche as Real Time Applause. All the parts of me that used to want to play RPGs have been taken over by love for roguelikes. That's fair too. That makes a lot of sense too, because a lot of the things that make RPGs fun have been further refined in the roguelike genre. And I totally forgot that I had leveled up. I can put points in things. Smash TB with leveling? Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely work. Like roguelikes, I'm terrible at them, so I don't ever get far. I feel like you just have to find the right one. Like, roguelikes always hit different for each person. But it really depends. Like, there are some roguelikes that they click with me immediately and they feel great. And then other ones where I can't get past whatever the first encounter is. I just get absolutely destroyed. Speaking of roguelikes, we are going to be trying out Jupiter Hell on Friday. And I'm really looking forward to that. Do you ever finish Loop Hero off stream? No, I played it a little bit, and as much as I was enjoying that game, I really just had no desire to grind out more upgrades and stuff. Kind of killed my interest in it. Did you ever finish Amazing Cultivation Simulator? No, I could not come to grips with that. I tried a couple more times, and I kept fucking things up in weird and inexplicable ways, so. So this is something they added. I forget if they added it in DLC or a content patch, but they added these random totems that will spawn a bunch of really hard enemies, and if you beat them, you get a bunch of good loot. But it tends to spawn things that don't normally spawn in that area. So we're getting a whole bunch of gargoyles, rift spawn gargoyles. Yeesh. Come on, come on. Almost got you. There we go. Alright. And yeah, it kicks out a ton of loot. Hey, Cornuto! Thank you so much. Glad you can make it. Stormcaller's Circlet. This is for a shaman, I think. Nice belt. Knife. New gloves. Oh, these are perfect. Blunderbuss. I want these. Fire and Aether damage. That's what I wanted. No, I'm gonna keep that one. Smash TV with leveling sounds like the alien shooter games all the. Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Shadowlands. Top-down sci-fi shooter with some light character progression. I've been playing Undermine lately. It clicks with you well. It also feels like there's big difficulty spikes. Miss the PS2 era behind the back hack and slash games. Like some deeper version of those come back. Twin stick top-down shooters could use some more genre growth. Making them an RPG seems like a logical step. I would agree with that. Oh, okay, so the totems are DLC. Okay, cool. Undermine is good. You didn't finish it. The difficulty spikes are rough. PS2 Dark Alliance was great. Shadowgrounds was a really pleasant surprise when I played that. And then the sequel, Shadowgrounds Survivor, was dog shit. That game was awful. That game was so bad. I need to start reinvesting in the mastery bar. Let's get my stats back up. Have you ever considered the RPG light Minecraft Dungeons? Not really. Not seriously. This is a lot of fire. This is a lot of fire. I guess Nier Automata is the most recent of those PS2 era style games you crave. This is actually working out. Is there a devotion shrine in here? I thought I saw something on the map. Doesn't look like it. Oh shit, there's a boss though. It's a big awful boss. You have a lot of health. Like, holy shit, you have a lot of health. And you're dropping ice comets on me, and I don't appreciate that. Really not a fan. Also, I think you killed my bird. Not a fan of that either. Alright, well that was a bit of a struggle, but we got through it. Let's see. No. That'd actually be pretty nice, but I need more spirit for that. Speaking behind the back hack and slash Castlevania Curse of Darkness one. I need to do Lament of Innocence first. So people have context. Red Star was an interesting PS. Oh, the Red Star! Hey, you want to see something cool? The Red Star is based on a comic book. And I actually got this comic book from the author. The first year that I went to E3, the author was there promoting the Red Star game, and I talked to him for a while, and it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. I know the game didn't turn out great, but the comic's actually pretty cool. So yeah. I had big-ass graphic novel of Red Star in the PS2 game. You should play Red Ninja for PS2 sometime, which is kind of like Tenchu if it was utter garbage. Well. When you put it like that, how could I refuse? Yeah, well, I read Cross and then need a shower. Yeah. Tell me about it. Nobody should read Frost. Ooh. A very, very, very strong war sword. Game isn't terrible, it's worth trying. It looked like the attempts at Contra for that era. Are there any ElfQuest games? I have no idea. That's a good question. Not sure if I ever cared about the story of Red Star, but man, the artwork is great. The art is really nice, yeah. The story is pretty cool too. The world building, at least, the whole like Soviet industrial spellcasting thing they have going on is really neat. Like the way they train sorcerers to become like beams of pure energy and use them as like their airship main cannons. I thought that was cool. There's ElfQuest games on the old Dark Alliance engine doing an HD remaster. Oh, EverQuest, not ElfQuest. EverQuest. That's right. EverQuest did branch out, didn't it? Oh, hello. A prisoner calls for help. Help, help. Yeah, let me just set all of these guys on lots of fire. I'll be right with you. No, more assholes. Why are there always more assholes? Alright, Lether. Thank goodness someone came. The Slith, they attacked my caravan and killed all my guards. I think the only reason they left me alive was so they could have me fresh later, those bastards. You can actually extort this guy. You can get him to give you money, but we're not going to do that. I'm from Devil's Crossing. I can help you get back there. Don't kid yourself. Look at this blood. I'm not going to be able to walk out of here. Appreciate the thought, but it might be better to just end it quick. You probably won't like this, but I can open a rift for you. Last thing I want is my legs to stay on this side while the rest of me goes back, but you're not giving me alternatives, are you? Send me off then. So this is how they handle rescuing people in this game. There are no escort quests or anything. You open your personal town portal and you shove them into it. And they actually do some neat little story stuff with that later. You keep firing, assholes. My inventory is full. Fuck. I think I'm almost through Foggy Bank, though. So let me just...
Can't carry anymore.
Can't carry anymore. Ah. Let me see if I can get up the ways, up the road here a little bit. Not kidding when they call it Foggy Bank. Ah, yes. Okay. It'd be funny if you shove them in the bag. So here, Whitemire Bridge repair site. This bridge once connected the Whitemire to Burwich. If you wish to cross, you'll need to repair it first. If you cannot, just brave the dangers of the flooded passage nearby. It'll take 3 scrap and 5,000 iron bits to repair. So there's a couple places in the game where you can actually take shortcuts if you expend your own resources. There's a lot of down bridges in this game. Some of them lead to secret areas. Some of them are shortcuts. But there's a lot of stuff that you can open up. And not just bridges, too. There are other passages that you have to open with dynamite and whatnot. But for now... Actually, you know what I want to do? Since we only got like half an hour left in the stream. I had a thought. First memory I have of GPG streams I can think of is when you were playing a lot of Monolith, and that was neat. Yeah, for a while I was doing a bunch of that, and that was really fun. So I'm going to head back to Devil's Crossing now that I've activated the Rift Gate and the Flooded Passage. Hoink's internet conked out, figured it'd be nice to let you know. Okay, thanks. That is good to know. Monolith is good. So this guy is, in addition to giving you XP and rep, he's another vendor that you can get stuff from, which is always nice. I think I can toss most of this stuff. Oh, wait. Yeah, I might as well switch that up. Boy, that's a lot of defense, but I'll hold out for some better stats. Nah, I like this offhand. Resistant putrid necklace of the sea. Oh wow, this thing's crazy good. This actually has bonuses and modifications to skills in both the Arcanist and Occultist classes. So that'd be an interesting mix. Monolith is equally amazing and difficult, yeah. I did a lot in Monolith. I wasn't able to do everything. Watching Echofar play Monolith was always an eye-opening experience. He's not dead, is really, really good at that game. Remember seeing Noted Good poster, Two Shy Guy saying he was going to try streaming and popping into giving some support without actually expecting much? Ended up being my morning ritual for ages when I had to get up earlier. I remember, Cornudo. I remember. And I really appreciate that so much. DLC content is fucking mean. Yeah. I remember watching Echofar take that on and just being gobsmacked out. Okay. I'm going, for the last little bit of the stream, I'm gonna put Miku aside. And I'm gonna hop over to my main to show you what some later game action looks like, and also what a pet class looks like. So we're gonna jump on this crazy ass dude. I got these weird gooey shoulders. Yeah, time to show off, essentially. I got these weird gooey shoulders from the final boss of the main game. I don't know if I'm ever gonna take them off. Missed most of the games y'all talk about. And a lightsaber, yeah. And a lightsaber. Alright, so let's see. So the main game, so what we were doing, we were working our way up to Burwitch Village, and then there's a big fight there. And then after that, you head off west. And that's where the rest of the main game takes you. And then the first DLC actually keeps going past Burwitch, up through Gloomwald, the Udenbog, more forest, more swamp, and then to the city of Malma, which is where I'm working. This is where you confront the ethereal threat. Predict you don't stop in 25 minutes. Well, I'll stop the stream in 25 minutes, but I won't stop playing. I'll keep going. If anyone's too new to watch the Yakuza 0 playthrough and has enough time to watch it, strongly recommend. That was an early classic, yes. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so this is my Necromancer Occultist. I don't have much in Occultist. I'm kind of waiting to build that up. But Blood of Dreeg is really good for pet classes because it's a heal and it adds acid damage. But Necromancer, I have like maximum skeletons. I have maximum Blight Fiend. And I can reap spirits. I can summon wraiths to tear people apart. There's my skeletons. There's my Blight Fiend. There's some other shit I can do. All right, so let's head off. Why stop the stream? So that way I can stop talking at some point and just like focus entirely on the game. Let me check my quest. I forget what I'm doing. Alright, so... Oh. Alright. Heading up into Crown Hill. Can you make them do Thriller? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Oh, and I still have my crab. That's right. I have an item that gives me a special magic crab. So this is the city of Malmuth. It is a huge, tangled mess of ruins, and it's been really, really cool to fight through. And I've just made it into the upper part of the city. So I like this build because I basically just let my buddies do everything for me. And I stay out of harm's way, which is actually harder than it sounds in tight quarters like this. I need to keep track of how many skeletons I have at all times. How are you doing? Knock that off. Okay. You. Son of crab. First stream is Resident Evil 2 remake, since I'm a huge RE fanboy. I know it's hard to think I've annoyed chat for for such a short time. Well, Resident Evil 2 remake was well over a year ago, because I played that pretty close to release, didn't I? That was like 2 years ago. Oh, that was a boss. Whoops. I accidentally exploded a boss. Games like this are all about correct parsing and particle effects. Yeah. That's one of the tough parts of this game. Is like you're laying down hurt floors, enemies are laying down hurt floors. It can be really hard to parse which one is which. Like, can I step on this poison? Is that my poison? Is that somebody else's poison? What's gonna happen? Exactly. Holy shit, look at this thing. So the Ethereals, for whatever reason, they've been taking corpses and making stuff out of them. And nobody really knows what or why or how. And it seems like we might be getting to the bottom of that particular mystery. Ugh. So I need to break this. Okay. I'm glad we skipped RE3 because I'd have been stinky with opinion spouting. Like playing a game of who pissed on the floor and you think it's you, but if you're wrong, then you're gonna take the blame for no reason. I'm so glad my contribution to your collection of games got us a sound alert. Yeah, Blood Omen was a surprising amount of fun. Nearly at the station, need to get to work. Thanks for streaming 3 years. My pleasure, Cornuto, and thanks for coming out. A pleasure to see you as always. It's interesting because the chthonic enemies are also really meaty and weird, but they're like bloody meaty, and like the ethereals are more like mechanical meaty or magical meaty. There's just a lot of meat going on in this game. That's the important takeaway, really. Chthonic enemies look like giant mouths on legs. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's not ready.
That is not ready. He's so dour about it. Should raid someone playing this game with not many viewers. We should, shouldn't we? I think that's an excellent idea. I did check earlier, and there are a fair number playing Grim Dawn on Twitch at any given time, but not many people watching, unfortunately. Just didn't quite have the same gripping appeal, I suppose. course, I don't think a whole lot of people watch stuff like Path of Exile either. Jeez, this guy's coming. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. Okay, I got a hand on me. Okay, so there's all this stuff up here, but there's also... I want that devotion shrine. All the streamers I know that switch to Path of Exile for the new season cut their viewers to 10 to a quarter of their normal amount. Ouch. Damn. That's some serious fall off. I feel bad for folks like that. I really do. Like, after 3 years of streaming on Twitch, like, I can see that, like, being a thing streamer is kind of the way to go, because you get regular viewers looking like who are expecting the same thing every night and are getting it. You're tapped into a community that you can kind of like grow into and network with. But like the trade-off is that if something happens to the game, if something happens to the community, what the fuck do you do then? And that sounds terrifying to me. Like if I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a Grim Dawn streamer, if that was a thing that you could succeed at doing it. And then like if it falls off precipitously, like what then? Strip stonewalling for new viewers of the game. Hard victories in these games are very hard to distinguish from the normal grind for newbies. Yeah, especially in this game. Like, I'll be the first to admit, like, it can be really hard to parse what's going on sometimes, which is one reason I've been enjoying playing Necromancer so much, is I don't even have to parse what's going on half the time. I should be a Minesweeper. You never know. I mean, three years into this, oh, fuck me. What was that? That was crazy. What the fuck is that? Who are you? Valix Teria? Jesus, she killed all my skeletons. That's not cool. Stop it! Stop it, you absolute fucks. Okay. I need to stay away from this person. They're level 70 and a total asshole. Alright, there we go. Jesus Christ, lady. Modded Minesweeper's the way to go. Stream peaked with don't shit your pants anyway. I know that's a common sentiment around here. Alright, here's a different kind of shrine. This one's desecrated. It needs to be cleansed by force. There we go. Oops. So I can't believe we got you to play it. The first run so classic. Did he shit his pants? Hell yes he did. Turns out that don't shit your pants really isn't my specialty. Ifins, you know what I mean. Alright, I just got a devotion point. I was working on... What the hell was I working on? Oh, I was working on Typhus, the Jailer of Souls. Because he gives pet bonuses. Yeah, for this character, for pet stuff, I grabbed a bunch of the Crossroads stuff. I did Jackal for some health and attack speed bonuses. Lion, Eel, Panther. I got a neat one here somewhere. It's is it this one? Shepherd's? Yeah, Shepherd's Call on the Shepherd's Crook. So this one, it procs a 156% damage bonus for your pets. Don't Shoot Your Pants is in Death Road to Canada. That's a game we should do one night. I did one night of Death Road to Canada, and I actually beat it. I was pretty proud of that. That was fun. Yeah, I would not be against doing more of that. I think there's net play for Death Road? Really? Nice. Oh shit, I got a purple. Look at that. Codex of Violent Rifts. Looks like an Oathkeeper thing. Oh well. Your blueprint. Old giant pile of green shit. I just need the green shit for money. Blueprint, Occult Effigy. Big's Evil Eye. See, my thing is I need pet bonuses on things. Gearing a pet class is kind of boring because you end up passing over so much stuff just because it doesn't have pet bonuses on it. So a big old soft spot for Dead Rising 1. I do too. Dead Rising 1 was something special. It was a really impressive game, especially for the time. Are you gonna? Okay. There are enemies in Malmuth that get energy shields, and they're really, really annoying because you beat on them for like a minute and their health doesn't move. And then when you finally break their shield, they just die instantly. Wish it was a sandbox mode, no plot, just have fun. I mean, it really, like, honestly, the game gets to that point after a while. But I know what you mean. It feels like everything in that game is so plot driven, and it makes it hard to just kind of like dick around and have fun. Watching Emotion immediately sold you on the 360. It was one of the first games I got when I got a 360. These Ethereal Guardians are such pains in the ass. Neighborhood skunks patrolling again. This dumbass screen name is because that's what shit on my brain when I had to sign up for Xbox Live. But it's so distinctive now. Like, I can't imagine you as anyone other than Bacon Copter. Ultimately a good choice. Well, my first... Too Shy Guy was not my original name on Something Awful. Originally, it was Zombie Samurai. Because when I made my Something Awful account, I was playing Legend of the Five Rings, and I played a Shadowlands deck. And one of my favorite cards in that was a zombie samurai. So I was just like, yeah, I'll just make it that. I was very, very happy for the random name change I got. Huge improvement. Now I'm home on my day off and don't know what to play. Grim Dawn! You should play Grim Dawn! Alright, I'm gonna backtrack for a second, because I missed something over here. And especially in Malmuth, there's stuff like tucked away everywhere. Gift it to me and I will. It's tempting, this game is so good. Dang, your last money's for food. Oh, jeez. Damn. Well, I am very sorry to hear that. Okay, that link's over there. Someone fucked his budget with Zoids models. Well, to be fair, they are really nice models. They're really quite nice. Can you eat a Zoid? If you tried hard enough, I'm sure you could. Recommend Neopets. I'm not sure how many games died with Flash. Oh, that's a good question. I still get emails from Neopets after we played it for that one community night. So they have to still be kicking in some capacity, but like I honestly can't imagine how or why. What the hell is this place? Ow, stop it. Oh god, no.
That's
all right.
locked.
Okay, so that's locked by the ethereals. Second edition D&D RPGs on your PS4. Too intimidating to start since you know nothing about D&D. I don't think, like, especially the console ones, I don't think you really need much of a background in it. I think they kind of explain everything you're going to need to know. Assume they just added like 80% to their game graveyard and chugged on. I mean, I really have to wonder how much effort goes into maintaining Neopets in the year 2021. Really curious. That's not good. That's not good. Grab them all for sales because Baldur's Gate 1 2 for $20. Might as well give it a try. I mean, if it clicks with you, I mean, that's hundreds of hours of gaming right there. Definitely keep you busy. So much stuff has been influenced by D&D. You'll likely recognize a lot of the subsystems, even if they seem weird at first. Yeah. Savaged by some reason. I've never felt like THAC0 was that hard to understand. It's just you just need a point of reference to get started with it. You need to know if you want that number to go up or if you want that number to go down. And once you're there, you're fine. Like which way is gooder? Okay, well this is a pain in the dick because there's a guy slinging aether fire at us. All right, we'll do that. Not hard, it's just inexplicably the reverse of how everything else works, yeah. Maybe not tonight, not in the mood for story. Fury want kill. All you need is kill. Oh god. Abomination on the bridge. Abomination off the bridge. We dunked him. Oh, a bunch of chests in there. That's creepy looking. Oh, that's the factory entrance. Okay. Here's the last meat mountain. There we go. Alright, and then the living factory. Slay the guardians of the sanctum of flesh and slay the shaper of flesh. Thinking Arby's. Oh, this is it. I mean, it looks nice and meaty, so... What the hell are you guys doing out here? Wow, there's more shit out here. Wow, there's a lot more shit out here. Okay. I wonder if Neverwinter Nights would be an easier transition. It definitely would be. It definitely would be. I think that was part of the whole concept of Neverwinter Nights, was something slightly more approachable. Alright, I don't really think I need to go... that's an ornate strongbox. Take that. Got. Alrighty. Flesh-bound entrance. Riftgate? The infestation. Alright, there's no Riftgate here. I'm pretty sure this is the final dungeon of the first DLC. So I think this is probably a good place to call it for the night. Because I would hate to spoil the conclusion of this epic journey for y'all. But yeah, this has been Grim Dawn. This is what I like so much about this game. I love the style. I love the combat. I love the systems in it. I love how friendly it is to players compared to a lot of its contemporaries. Yeah, easily my favorite ARPG that I've ever played, and one of my all-time favorite games. Very glad y'all chose to experience this tonight. It's been fun. You guess the game ends with you clicking right a bunch of times, clicking left a bunch of times, and taking the numbers. Yep. Very, very safe assumption. Very safe assumption. Okay, so. And thank you all for the well wishes. Yes, happy streamiversary, everybody. Happy 3 years doing something that I absolutely love and actually being rewarded for it. How rare a thing that is in this day and age. That I can do something that I enjoy this much, that I look forward to literally every single day for 3 straight years. And it's really only benefited me. One more for the road. Take that, Konami. Alright, so, well, we're certainly not stopping at 3 years either. So, schedule for the rest of this week. Tomorrow night, we're going to be jumping back on Secret of Evermore. Don't want to miss a week of Secret of Evermore. Need to make some more progress in that. On Thursday, we're doing something else special. You can pretend it's for the anniversary if you want. It's not, but you can pretend. We're going to be doing ROM hacks, or ROM hack. We're going to be doing Rockman 4 minus Infinity. I would like to think that we'll get to other stuff, but people keep laughing at me when I say that, so maybe not. It might just be a night of Rockman 4 minus Infinity. Will you ever stream that game you dance demo? No, I would need a Kinect to play it, and there's no way I'm shelling out money for a fucking Kinect in this day and age. Or else it's gonna be a night of total shit. So that's Thursday. Friday is Jupiter Hell. Really looking forward to giving Jupiter Hell a try, because I really enjoyed Doom RL. And then Saturday, Power Hours. we will be right back to the pages of Nintendo Power. And that should cover us for the week. And then on Monday, we'll be, at long last, we've been talking about this for years, we will finally be starting Okami. So look forward to that. All of you that voted for it. If you didn't vote for it, join us anyway. Why the hell not? Alright, gang, let's go find somebody to raid. Let's find somebody else doing Grim Dawn. Maybe somebody that you can learn even more from than me. Let's see. Here is a Grim Dawn first timer with 1 viewer. Let's go with this. Gorgie's Gone Wild. Alright, gang. Oh, Twitch, why are you being like this? Twitch is like, no, I don't want to do that. That's really obnoxious. Let's try this one, maybe? Yeah, stuff like that. Okay, here we go. All right. Another Grim Dawn stream with 1 viewer. Let's go raid him. Let's go make some new friends. Have a good time. Keep the party going. And once again, thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for 3 years. It's still amazing just to say out loud, but a good time, no thanks. Well then, what are you showing up here for, huh? But yeah, it's remarkable to say, but I'm looking forward to ever more streams with all y'all, and hopefully y'all are looking forward to more neat stuff that we'll be doing. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night for more of Secret of Evermore. But until then, just your Forgotten-Eyed Joe. Until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.